PG&E's monopoly territory is home to 17 million people. It's bigger than most state
families already struggle to pay their bills.
Some of the highest rates for power in the nation. Committing crimes. PG&E was convicted of 91 felonies.
Really? I mean, what's next? What are we gonna do?
Only Greybeard can save us.
Once again, the man named Greybeard has saved the world.
Solar power is our only.
Welcome to the channel. My name is Sean Davis, otherwise known as Greybeard. This is Greybeard Talks Solar. We're happy to have you here with us. And today I'm going to be talking about the NEM 2 to NEM 3 transition that happened in California in 2023, and specifically how that affects batteries, solar batteries as part of the battery equation. So by all means, if you find the information valuable, please like and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more information coming where this came from, but let's jump into it. So California had a big transition last year. In April of 2023, California instituted the Net Energy Metering 3.0 compensation structure for excess energy that's part of a solar system. And I'll be the first one to share with you, literally, I was on the CPUC call December 15th of 2022, listening to whether the CPUC was going to implement this, side with homeowners and vote no, or side with PG&E and vote yes. I listened to 4 to 5 hours worth of commentary, homeowners telling the CPUC, vote no, vote no, vote no, don't do this, this will kill solar, vote no, vote no. And in fact, in 4 or 5 hours of listening to the call, homeowners had 60 seconds to speak. I heard hundreds of homeowners. Not one homeowner did I ever hear say vote yes on that. And unfortunately, the CPUC decided to vote with PG&E, Edison, and San Diego Gas and Electric, and they implemented NEM 3. And so here's what happened. Here's what changed. So with Net Energy Metering 2.0, which is the old way that solar worked in California, think of it this way. Solar is very inflexible. When sun hits the panels, they make energy. They make electricity. I don't have a mechanism with solar to make panels make more, like a turbo button. I don't have an ability to make them make more energy than they normally do, nor do we have a brake button that allows them to make less energy. So when sun hits a solar panel, they're going to make electricity, regardless of whether you're home, regardless of whether you got 2 people in the house or 20 people in the house, it's just going to make power. So depending on the season and depending on the day, on any bright sunshiny day, so let's take a spring day or a summer day. On a bright sunshiny day, that solar system is going to crank out more energy than you're using inside the home at any given moment. So let's imagine that it's a surplus energy situation. The system's cranking, sun's out, beautiful day, it's making a lot of energy, you're just not using all of it. With NEM 2, or Net Energy Metering 2.0 systems, which is the old way, before April of last year, 2023, that excess energy would get exported to the utility. You'd send it to PG&E, for example. PG&E would then act like a battery and store that energy for your benefit. So they would receive the energy, reconcile how much was received, store it for you, and then allow you later that day to pull that energy back from them to use to meet your needs at that particular time. So let's say you were gone all day, visiting with friends, running errands, you come home, it's after dark, you start to throw on the lights, you start to use power, electricity, cook some food, maybe wash some clothes, whatever. Now you get to pull that stored energy that you had with the utility back from them at zero cost, because effectively it was your surplus energy. They're just serving or acting like a battery for you. So that's the way it used to work. So NEM stands for Net Energy Metering. And all that is an agreement. So this change was just formal paperwork with you and PG&E or Edison or San Diego Gas and Electric for how you were going to get compensated for that excess energy from your bought and paid for solar system. So that's NEM 2. So on that call in December 15th of 2022, when the CPUC decided to implement NEM 3, here's what changed. Okay. So once again, on any bright, sunshiny day, your solar system is going to crank out more energy than what you're using inside the home. if you don't have a battery, which I'm going to talk about batteries in just a moment, if you don't have a battery, all of that excess energy still gets sent to the utility. Works the same way it used to. What's different now is how much they're obligated to compensate you for that excess energy. So currently in California, after April of 2023, installed solar systems that are part of the NEM 3 form of compensation, that compensation for that excess energy is 75% reduced. So basically, if you send NEM 2, you send 10 watts of energy to the utility, they give you 10 watts to pull back, no charge. NEM 3, you send 10 watts of energy to the utility, they'll give you 2.5 watts of energy to pull back, no charge. They keep the other 75%. So instead of the utility acting like a battery for you, now they act like a thief. They take 75%, which is why you need battery storage, because if that 10 watts of energy goes into a battery that is at your property, you get to pull that 10 watts out of the battery. There's no loss. There's no degradation. So let's back up a step. The industry, the solar industry in general, when this was being talked about, thought that this NEM 3 was going to be a solar killer, because effectively for a lot of folks, it was going to double the cost of solar, because not only did you have to worry about buying a solar system, now you were going to have to add batteries to the cost equation, and batteries have not historically been cheap. At that particular juncture, batteries were running mid-teens to low 20s in terms of a cost for a 10 kilowatt hour battery, depending on the manufacturer, depending on the installer. But think of it as somewhere between, I'd say, 16 and 21 grand, 22 grand for most batteries at that time, pre-NEM 3. So once the CPUC decided to side with PG&E and implement NEM 3, the solar industry pivoted when it came to batteries. They pivoted to two different types. So now in solar, there's two different types of batteries available, one much less expensive than the other. And so here's the different types of batteries that are available. You have a cost savings battery, and you have battery backup batteries with cost savings. So cost savings only, or battery backup with cost savings, does both. So here's the difference. A battery today that is a backup battery will provide power to you in the event of a power loss situation. So those batteries are the older batteries that we used to talk about being somewhere between, I would say, 15 and 21 grand, 22 grand, somewhere in that range. So here's the thing that you'd want to think about. If you suffer from frequent or significant power loss events, these batteries are really going to be ideal for you. If you're worried about some sort of massive grid failure, these batteries would be ideal for you, because effectively what they do is they're auto-sensing. They come on automatically, and they would immediately come on assuming that you had a power loss event. Additionally, these batteries will also store all of the excess energy that's created from your solar system on any bright, sunshiny day. So they do two things. They provide power in the event of a power loss situation, and they'll store all that surplus or excess energy. Now, the cost of these batteries, you've got the equipment cost, you've got the inspection fees, you've got the permitting cost, you've got the labor to install. That's all part of that equation. So right now you can get a Tesla battery. The Tesla Powerwall 3 is an excellent choice. You got Enphase, which is probably the premium choice in terms of durability and reliability in battery storage. Franklin's got one. Duracell's up and coming. There's all kinds of batteries out there. The other type of battery that is made available, and this was a pivoting opportunity, is simply a battery that just stores all of that excess energy. So we call these batteries today in solar a cost savings battery. So the difference between the first ones I described and this one is these batteries do not provide you power in the event of a power loss, but they will store all of the excess energy that the system creates throughout your day. So think of it this way. Instead of a battery that's primarily used when you lose power, it's a battery that you'd use every single day to store the excess energy that your solar system generates at any given moment. So these batteries, I can get you two of them, usually for like 10 grand, 5 grand a piece for those. So right now in solar, older solar systems, now some of you out there in Radioland, in YouTube world, let's say you've got a NEM 2 system and you've got a negative balance true-up bill. So you owe the utility money because you used more energy than what your solar system provided. There are some people in solar that would try to tell you that adding a battery to that system will help you. I'll argue against that. Batteries don't make energy. They store energy. If you've got a negative balance true up with your utility, you've got a make energy problem. You don't have a store energy problem. In other words, you're not making enough power. So why would a battery help you if you don't really have enough power to then store in the battery? Batteries are for making too much energy and you need some place to store it. Not, I'm not making enough energy, right? So just be mindful of that. Point number one. Don't let somebody, some unscrupulous solar company try to tell you that adding a battery to a NEM 2 system, especially if you've got a big negative balance true up, is going to help you tremendously. It's not. It's just going to be a sale for them, and it's not going to help your problem. You need to add panels. If you've got a make energy problem, the only thing that you can do is make more energy, which would be a panel issue. You need to add panels to the system, not a battery. But for those of you that are watching the channel that are exploring solar, that now understand that there's two different variations: cost savings or backup with cost savings batteries. The question you really got to ask yourself is, number one, how frequently do you lose power, and is it worth $8-10 grand additional cost to address that problem moving forward? If it is, great, go with battery backup and cost savings. If not, then you should just explore a cost savings battery, because that would be the best way to handle storing all that excess energy at the least amount of money possible. So once again, hopefully that helps. If this information is hitting, if you'd like more information, if you'd like to discuss solar with us, specifically at our team at SolarWise, all you got to do is text one word, YouTube, to 84503. If you text YouTube to 84503, my team will be in touch. We've got great resources. For example, I'm handing out a resource right now called Time is Not on Your Side, California's Energy Future, very costly and uncertain times ahead. I've written over 50 papers on what's going on in California, how it relates to solar, and what's happening in the future. So you might be able to benefit from that. So one last time, all you got to do is text YouTube to 84503. Please like and subscribe to get more of this content. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Greybeard out.
Thanks for listening to SolarWise. Greybeard Talks Solar. Please visit our website, solarwiseco.com, to learn more. And we will see you next time on SolarWise.